One of my favorite details in Bob's Burgers is the burger of the day. These are special burgers that Bob invents, and they often have unique ingredients and punny names. My husband and I have been channeling our inner Bobs to invent some joke burgers of our own. In this video, I'll be showing you 3 of our original joke burgers: If I Must, I Mustard, Chim Chimichurri, and the Duck Duck Gooseberry. This is my first time actually cooking or eating all of these burgers, so you'll get my honest reactions and commentary as well. Just as I did in my videos about Bob's Burgers Burger Book, we will assign each burger a rating from 0 to 5, where 5 is life-changing, 4 is very good, 3 is good, would make again, 2 is good but probably won't make again, 1 is okay, and 0 is bad. Welcome to part 3 of I Invented My Own Bob's Burgers. Burger number 7, If I Must, I Mustard. The concept for this burger was very simple, a celebration of mustard. I started by making mustard, something I shockingly had never done before. It's very easy, actually. You combine ground mustard seed with mustard powder, salt, and water. Then you add turmeric, honey, vinegar, and that's it. Then I added the homemade mustard to minced shallots, tarragon, black pepper, honey, vinegar, and olive oil to make a mustard vinaigrette for some mustard greens. This is a delightful little bitter green that has a little bit of a peppery mustard flavor to it. Then I made a burger sauce out of yellow mustard and mayo, and I seasoned my patties with salt, pepper, and mustard. In hindsight, the mustard on the patties was unnecessary. It just made a big mess. I should have used mustard powder or seed instead. I topped the patties with Swiss cheese, then spread the mustard mayo on some toasted pretzel buns, added my dressed mustard greens, the cheeseburger, some bacon, and the top bun. Okay, if I must, I mustard. I am still a little bit sick, so this nice vinegary, bright mustard smell is really doing it for me. Okay, let's see if I can eat this one-handed. As always, that first bite was very bready. Let me try one from the other end where everything is getting squeezed out. Wow. Okay, that definitely lives up to its name. As you could probably tell from all the mustard on my face. Wow, I taste the homemade mustard, and it is indeed really, really good. I can't believe it took me this long to finally make homemade mustard. Yeah, the brightness of the mustard, both the yellow and the homemade, and then that sweetness with the honey is really essential, I think. The shallots balance it out with their sharpness as well, and the mustard greens are a nice little background freshness in what would otherwise be a very rich burger. Like, all the mustard really helps balance this out. I considered adding pickle, and now I'm really glad I didn't, because that would be way too acidic. I wonder if it will get too mustardy when I get towards the end of the burger, but it's nice. I definitely recommend drinking something sweet with this burger, as it does get a bit vinegary towards the end. My husband and I both decided sautéed mushrooms would go well in this burger as well. Without that minor improvement, it's still a solid burger. I gave it a 2.5 and my husband gave it a 2. Burger number 8, the Chim Chimichurri. This burger is inspired by Argentinian and Brazilian cuisines. For the buns, I made let me just have Guga pronounce that for me.
Pão de queijo.
It's a Brazilian cheese bread made of tapioca starch, baking powder, salt, and grated cheese. Pulse that in a food processor, then add melted butter, egg, and a splash of milk. Process that until it becomes a sticky ball of dough. Usually you would form this into balls at this stage, but I formed it into flat patties so that they could serve as top and bottom burger buns. Then I made a basic chimichurri sauce. It's garlic, shallot, red chili, red wine vinegar, olive oil, parsley, salt, and pepper. And though not traditional, I pulsed mine together in a food processor to make it into a smoother sauce. 2 of our favorite sides that we've had at Brazilian steakhouses are grilled pineapple and fried polenta. So I sautéed some pineapple rings and made fries out of cooked solidified polenta. Then to assemble, I put a beef patty topped with a ring of pineapple onto a cheese bun, topped that with a generous spoonful of chimichurri, and put the other bun on top of that. And as you can see, my bread expanded and my patty shrank during cooking, so the proportions are a bit off, so if you do make this burger, keep that in mind. Oh no, is this camera going to be able to focus on me? Focus! Never been the same since I dropped it. Well, anyway, greetings from a slightly blurry Sarah, and I am eating the Chim Chimichurri burger. Anyway, this is probably gonna get kind of soggy, so I'm gonna eat it before it gets too soggy. Okay, I'm getting a lot of flavor from the chimichurri, which is good because that's the name of this burger. I must say that makes a very, very good burger condiment. I did not get any pineapple in that bite though, so I'm gonna get another bite. Okay. Oh, pineapple is definitely necessary. It takes it to a whole other level because it adds this caramelized sweetness that contrasts with the vinegary, shalloty, garlicky, spicy chimichurri sauce. This is very tasty. It's quite simple, not at all simple to make. And yeah, the Brazilian cheese bread kind of works pretty well as buns. If you can't have gluten or wheat, good news, just make this bread. Flatten it instead of making it into round balls, and it actually works pretty well as burger buns. If you've never had this pão de queijo, it's really cool. See, look how it kind of stretches like gluten-y bread. That's from the cheese and also a little bit from the egg. And yeah, it has this very uncanny resemblance to bread that has gluten in it. Okay, now I'm gonna have one of these polenta fries that I almost killed myself making. I made the polenta from scratch to go on these because I have polenta in my pantry I wanted to get rid of. And I think it was too wet because these were just sputtering all over the place, even though I patted them dry. But it's nice and crispy now. So let's give it a try. Ooh. That is so delightful, so incredibly crispy, and I can taste the cheese in there. Well, these were terrifying to make, but worth it to eat. They're delicious. I did very much enjoy this burger. Grilled pineapple and chimichurri sauce are both great accompaniments to a beef patty. The cheese bread, however, while very tasty, I found it way too rich after I got halfway through the burger. If I make this burger again, I would just use regular burger buns. But if you don't mind the richness, or if you can't eat wheat, then definitely try using Brazilian cheese bread as buns. I gave this burger a 3 and my husband gave it a 2. Burger number 9, the Duck Duck Gooseberry Burger. This is a duck burger with a fried duck egg, crispy duck skin, melty Munster cheese, and spicy gooseberry ketchup served on a bun with arugula. So gooseberries are kind of hard to find where I live. Like sometimes you'll find them in the exotic fruits section of grocery stores, but yeah, they're not something that you can commonly find around here. So I basically every time I went to the grocery store for a few months, I would check to see if they had gooseberries. And then when they had gooseberries, I bought them and decided to make the ketchup then and freeze for later when I was ready to make the burger. So these are the elusive gooseberries. If you've worked with tomatillos before, they're like very small tomatillos in that they are smooth berries inside of crackly husks. And also, like tomatillos, they're sticky, so they need a good washing after the husks are removed. And this is what $5 gets you, about a half a cup of gooseberries. To season the ketchup, I'm adding a minced Fresno chili, a minced garlic clove, about a teaspoon of minced candied ginger, and about a tablespoon of minced white onion. Add that to a small pot with the gooseberries, along with a small pinch of salt, about a quarter cup of water, and about a tablespoon of white vinegar. I cooked that down until the liquid evaporated, then I processed it to see what it tasted like. Let me just add here that I had never tasted or made gooseberry ketchup before, so I was totally winging it. I determined that the sugar in the candied ginger was not enough, so I added a heaping teaspoon and cooked it a bit more. Then I thought it was good, but later decided it needed even more sugar, so I added 2 more teaspoons. I guess in all it probably had a heaping tablespoon of sugar. Then, 5 months later, I removed the breasts from a whole duck, separated the skin from the meat, and ground up the meat for the patties. I pressed them into patties on paper towels like I usually do with beef burgers, then narrowly averted disaster by realizing duck meat sticks horribly to paper towel, and transferred the patties to parchment instead. The skin, meanwhile, I scored and rendered in a skillet. In hindsight, I should have flattened the skins between cookie sheets and baked them for flat, crispy skins, but this worked out too. Then I fried the duck patties in duck fat with some salt and pepper, flipped them, melted some Munster cheese on top, and then I kept it warm while I fried a duck egg. So, confession, that is not a duck egg. I wanted it to be a duck egg. The original concept for the burger was duck gooseberry burger, which means the first duck is the duck patty, the second duck is the duck egg, and then the goose is gooseberry ketchup. but I could not for the life of me find duck eggs. We had a bird flu outbreak at the beginning of 2023, and a lot of flocks had to be completely destroyed. So there simply were not adult ducks that could lay eggs. By 2024 in the spring, when I wanted to make this burger, I kept going back and checking and asking around if anybody had duck eggs. No fresh duck eggs to be found. I finally, as a Hail Mary, went to H Mart thinking, okay, maybe they have duck eggs. They did, but they were salted cured duck eggs, and I did not want that. I wanted a fresh one. So I used a chicken egg. If you can get a hold of a duck egg, absolutely use a duck egg. The burger still works title-wise because it's duck patty, duck skin, and gooseberry ketchup, so it is what it is. Then I built my burger with a toasted pretzel bun, gooseberry ketchup, baby arugula, the duck patty, the fried egg, and the crispy duck skin. Okay, after long last, the duck gooseberry burger. Oh, pardon my appearance. It is wash day, and I've been sick the last few days, which is why I'm very attractive. Okay, This is going to be very difficult. Okay, but let's see. So far it's extremely rich. Okay, this bit of gooseberry ketchup that fell, I'm gonna eat that. Oh, yeah, the bite didn't get very much gooseberry ketchup in it. With the ketchup, it's so much better. The spice and the tang and the sweetness that it provides really counters this richness super well. Because, man, between the richness of the egg, which unfortunately is not a duck egg for reasons, and the breast of the duck, and the crackling, ooh, this is great. It's nicely balanced. I'm gonna be honest. I thought that this was going to be not that great, but it's amazing. Now I'm gonna give it to my husband. I liked this burger a lot, and my husband loved this burger. You could add a pickle to help balance the rich sloppiness, but it's otherwise just about perfect. I gave it a 3.5 and my husband gave it a 4. He really wants me to make this again, if we can ever find gooseberries and duck eggs. So that was part 3, and the final part in this series, at least for now. While we do love experimenting with burgers, the ingredients for these specialty burgers do tend to run on the expensive side, and we're putting ourselves on a stricter budget for the next year or so we can rebuild our savings after an expensive couple years of unexpected vet bills, dentist bills, and moving out of state. If you haven't seen my other Bob's Burger related videos yet, do give those a watch. We cooked through every burger in the Bob's Burgers Burger Book, and I documented that experience in a 3-part series. Also, if you like me and want to help this channel, you can consider joining my lovely patrons whose names you see scrolling here. Anyway, bye!